Hello, this is instructions for anybody who wants to use our new espresso maker. It is a DeLonghi Magnifica, and so therefore if you want to look up any instructions on the web, you're welcome to do so, but I'll give you a quick rundown. All right, there are three things you have to do with it regularly. One of them is to make sure that it has enough coffee beans in there. So anyway, you put the coffee beans in here, they're really dark. And it eventually runs out after, I don't know, a number. You can't leave it in there it won't last all week, but whatever. You just keep checking on it. Second is the water tank. Pull out the water tank, and you can see how much water's in there. This whole thing is probably 3 of these bottles of water. So we use about 2 water bottles a day, so we just pour it back in there. And we always use the water bottle for cleanliness. And the third thing is, if you open this up, it's not easy to see, but in here is a tray, and the tray has the little coffee hockey pucks in there that are discarded when the espresso is made. So that has to be empty. So water, coffee beans, and the coffee grounds when it's done. Okay. See, there's a little tray in there. It fits in that little tray, and you slide that thing in there. Then you close it. All right, then what you do is you turn it on, and it's not making a noise. I'm kind of surprised. Anyway, what it'll do now is it'll take a moment to heat up, and what's going to happen, I'll give you some instructions while we're waiting for that. What's going to happen is it'll purge a little bit of water through here, which is always why you want to have a little container down here. And then you got a couple options. You've got the single cup option and double cup option. I only make a double cup option when I'm making my to-go cup for the day. Otherwise, it's always single. This right here, you can have a little bit of water in there, which would make like a really intense espresso. Medium amount of water, which is still pretty much espresso. And then the largest amount of water is just shy of a cup of coffee size cup. So you kind of think of it as an Americano. Over here, there's the coffee bean amount. You can have minimum, and it still gives you quite a bit, and max, which is obviously more than that. And we just put it on max and leave it on max. So I like to have a lot of water. Penny puts it over here just for scale. And by the way, this is doing that thing where it's purging the water. Just for scale, Penny uses these things as a cute little coffee cup here. So I'll show you that. And if you have the setting right on here, exactly where it is there, it'll fill up this little coffee cup. I tend to have just some kind of medium coffee cup that I put on full. And I put it in there. Sorry if those instructions make no sense, but you can watch here. This is about to stop, and then I'll make a cup for Penny and I'll make a cup for myself. All right, that's been purged. Put this in here, and with that setting right there, when I do the single cup, I wait till that noise stops, and you can make coffee when those are solid. So bam, I hit that. Keep your ear out here. Every once in a while, this thing as it's grinding, it just stops feeding the beans, and it makes a really high whiny pitch. In that case, you just kind of gently tap on the side and make sure it's settled. You'll know because it'll just go from whin to wee, and no beans will go through. All right, let's watch our nice little cup of coffee on that setting. Nice delicious espresso. There we go. Put this over here. And it doesn't matter if it leaks down into those little holes there. That's what it's made for. Okay, it resets itself. You don't have to do anything special. I turn this all the way up for me, and then I hit it again. And again, I'm listening closely to make sure it doesn't stop feeding the beans. It gets really high pitch if it stops feeding the beans. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. And this is going to go for quite a while here because it's a decent amount of coffee, so it goes like that for a while. It's going to start now. Okay. I'll start to make my espresso, and it'll kind of thin out a little bit and give me a lot more water. But when it's done, these two lights will light up again, and whenever you can just leave it on. It'll stay on for a couple hours, and then you can just keep having more espresso. Or if you want to shut it off, you take this thing and you put it back underneath there, hit this on-off button. It'll purge a little bit and cycle through in about 20 seconds or so, and then it'll be off, and the lights will be off. All right, so there you go. You have to watch us make 2 cups. All right. Well, I think that's about all you need. Sorry about the long video, but I wanted to make sure I was thorough.